Ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs, sometimes it feels like there's no good news on the horizon, and then things happen that give you back-to-back good news feel-good stories. The first of which is Dan Crenshaw lost his primary run yesterday. We shall begin with the video of Alex Stein, the pimp on the blimp, confronting Dan Crenshaw. Behold.
Dan, you're just such a little loser. That's a, I was trying to grab my thing. Look, you're too slow. He's too slow, Navy SEAL. It's funny, Dan, how you said you're tall. I'm small, but I'm so much taller than you, Dan. I'm so much bigger than you. You're just a little sad little boy. I'm the little one. This is, yeah, imagine me calling you out because you're a globalist. Oh, I got a job. I work for the Blaze. I make a lot of money. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, Dan. Yeah, I make a lot of money. Yeah, I'm a loser.
This is the guy who tells veterans that their service.
Yeah, because there's a weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. So I'm anti-war. Yeah. I'm anti-war because I don't believe. Did you guys find any weapons of mass destruction?
As a matter of fact, we did.
Oh, where was? Oh, what weapons of mass destruction? This guy.
You're actually going to go down this route, Alex.
Yeah, because we don't have any weapons of mass destruction.
You're looking like a fool right now.
You're telling veterans, you're the one that's getting more money to Ukraine. We have a homelessness. We have so many issues here in America.
I want to highlight something in the madness. I want to bring it back to the beginning. I'm going to give you all the links so that you can go watch this, share this, because I don't want to appropriate all of Alex Stein's awesomeness in this particular clip. The guy, Crenshaw, tries to snatch the camera at the beginning.
Dan, you're just such a little loser.
Right there. That's actually, if it's not battery, that's attempted battery. You can't snatch a camera, a phone out of somebody's hand. That's a crime. I was going to say that's assault, brother, but assault is creating the apprehension or fear of violence. Battery is actually making physical contact.
Dan, you're just such a little loser.
That is battery. Let's bring it to the end of this. Oh, no, not where he gets detained by the police. Where there's a hilarious moment here towards the end of this highlight.
It's not even close.
What are we up to now, Dan? And they even say none of those weapons even go to the front lines. So why don't you start caring about America?
Actually, they do.
You don't care about America at all, Dan. You're a globalist, you're a traitor, you're a dwarf. There's Dan Crenshaw. Come on.
By the way, you know that meme with the dog? They're barking at each other when the fence, and then the fence opens up and they all get, then the fence closes. Dan Crenshaw got behind his fence. Look at him now. Now he gets bodacious.
Shit.
Come on,
the
dude.
Modern day version of the people.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You're the one that's a globalist. You're killing young children for no reason, sending them to war for nothing.
Being a congressman and calling someone an effing piece of S. That's Alex Stein, pimp on a blimp. The good news? Who would have thunk that, threatening to sue people like Sean Ryan, however you feel about Sean Ryan, wouldn't be winning? Who would have thunk that complaining about the fact that you don't have money
How much
to invest in the stock market? Who talks like that? I mean, I swear, and it was my New Year's resolution to swear a little less. Let's just flashback before we get to the news of the day. Dan Crenshaw lost his primary run yesterday. Let's get to this one. A blast from the past.
How much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market?
You don't have any idea how much fuck. This guy is giving an interview and is apparently complaining that he doesn't have enough money to invest in the stock market in a way that makes you say, "Methink he doth protesteth too much."
How much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market? About $20,000, and yet I've been dragged through the mud on this as if like there's some insider trading. And why not? Don't let us trade stock. How about we'll just keep whipping ourselves. How about we don't make any money either?
Because insider trading is the same thing as not making any money. Prohibitions against insider trading, which he ultimately concedes here after some methinks he doth protesteth a little too much. Insider trading is, whipping yourself.
Like just cut our paychecks. We haven't gotten a pay raise since 2008. Yeah, this is a great idea. Let's make Congress a place where only the millionaires can actually afford to do the job. This is a wonderful idea. Because what do the people want? Well, they want an easy button. All my problems will be solved if there's no stock trading. All my problems will be solved if there's term limits.
No, not all your problems, but one problem of corruption would be solved if there was no insider trading, not stock trading. Insider trading, Nancy Pelosi-esque, although it's definitely a bit on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, but if you think about any of these things for 5 whole minutes, you might quickly come to a different conclusion.
Well, we thought about it for 5 whole minutes. I didn't get to vote in the Texas primary. They thought about it. And the news of the day is that Dan Crenshaw has lost his primary run yesterday. Rep. Dan Crenshaw loses to Republican primary challenger in Texas. NBC News. He lost by double digits. This is coming out of the news from last night, I think. Is it coming out last night? What day is it? No, it's March 4th. This is today. Texas State Rep. Steve Toth defeated Rep. Dan Crenshaw in a Republican primary in Texas. NBC News projects unseating Crenshaw after a race that centered on which candidate more closely aligned with President Donald Trump. Crenshaw becomes the first member of Congress to lose renomination in the 2026 midterm election cycle. He becomes the first member of Congress. Toth challenged Crenshaw, the lone GOP House member running for re-election in Tuesday's primaries who didn't have Trump's endorsement. Trump challenged Crenshaw, the lone GOP House member running for re-election in Tuesday's primaries who didn't have Trump's endorsement from the right. Can we get somebody to write properly here? Arguing that his foreign policy and immigration views did not sufficiently align with those of MAGA movement. Toth, an ordained pastor, also secured a late endorsement from Senator Ted Cruz. Crenshaw, who is in his 4th term, has at times bucked his party by backing aid for Ukraine and criticizing Trump allies for their claim that the 2020 election was stolen. It doesn't have to be a Trump ally. The 2020 election was stolen, and anybody who says otherwise is an idiot. But he sought to tie himself closely to Donald Trump throughout the campaign. Yada, yada, yada. If you think I'm not MAGA enough, then you're not following me on social media. That's the reality, Crenshaw said in February interview with the Houston Chronicle's editorial board. If you don't think I support Trump enough, then you're not following me. You're not listening to a thing I say. I'm out there defending his policies pretty hard and have defended them in extremely hard places in the past. Yada, yada, yada. Out. Yeah, defending the corruption, money laundering through Ukraine, denying documented reality of the amount of military aid and financial aid reaching the end line, and he's got the boot. Crenshaw is not, and by the way, sometimes being MAGA, and you might disagree with this, sometimes being MAGA is voicing your concerns when you think that certain decisions are being implemented that are not MAGA. I said we're not talking Iran today. We're not talking about, if you wanted, everybody's talking about it. It's on the one hand, not just overwhelming and suffocating. It's unproductive at this point in time. Everyone has said what they have to say. As things develop, we can reshape, reformulate, and discuss developments. As of now, everybody has not made their bed, but everybody's fleshed out their concerns. And now it is the cross your fingers and pray for the best. So we're not talking Iran. But Crenshaw was wrong on Ukraine, ardently so. He was belligerent. He was disrespectful. He was demeaning, degrading, and sometimes being true MAGA actually means saying what you think is best for making America great again and for putting America first.